Now we turn to one of our favorites. It's been a while since we spoke to this man. He is a three-time All-Pro at his position when back in his day. He is the great Gerald McCoy here on the Rich Eisen Show. How you doing, Gerald?
I'm great. Rich, what's up, man?
It's been too long. I saw you at the
I know, man. It's been a while. You know, sometimes it be a while before you be around some of your family members, but when y'all link back up, it's always a great time.
I feel the same way.
Those moments.
Yeah, I saw you at the that media symposium, right? For the the players getting together, some players trying to figure out if they want to. So are you part of the paparazzi? You want to be part of the paparazzi now? Is that what you want to do?
No, I don't. I'm just
you don't?
Keeping all pictures open. Just planning for the future. See what happens.
Okay. So
yeah.
Okay. So that said, do you mind if I ask you questions, some paparazzi type questions of you?
Sure.
Okay, Gerald McCoy. What do you think's happening in the 49ers locker room right now, Gerald McCoy, with the decision to bring back Jimmy Garoppolo and put him into the same quarterback room as Trey Lance? What do you think, Gerald?
I think if you're a professional, it's going to all depend on – really what's going on in the locker room is going to depend on the leadership. Is the leadership going – if they have a problem with it, are they going to make it a problem? Are they going, well, we don't know if Trey is the guy, or make it a thing like, well, we've been wanting Trey to be the guy, so we're glad Jimmy G is. It depends on the leadership of the locker room. As long as the leadership of the locker room is good, it won't be a problem because they're going to understand, hey, a decision was made. Either one of them is a great decision for us. But now, if Trey doesn't go as planned or something happens, we already know what Jimmy can be. So, I mean, you keep a familiar face around, somebody you know has helped you win, has helped you get as far as the Super Bowl in recent years. So it's just all going to depend on the leadership. But I feel like they got a great group of guys, and I think everything's going to work out for them. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I mean, we had the general manager, John Lynch, on yesterday, Gerald. You know him. And and he said that part of the process of making this happen involved bringing in a 15-member leadership council that they have and bounce that idea off them and let them know this is what they were going to do and that they were all on board. That said, what does a leadership council do or leaders in the locker room do if, let's just say, they start 1-3 and they hear somebody sitting there after practice grousing like, why are we not going with Jimmy G? What happens there, Gerald?
Well, I've been a part of those. I've been a part of those leadership councils, and really all you can do is keep the noise down and tell people don't be a part of the problem. Hey, if we start at 1-3, then it's obviously not one person. It's all of us. This is a team game. So if you got a complaint, let's look in the mirror first. That's really where you start. You tell whoever's complaining, hey, let's check ourselves first. I'm sure you didn't play as great as you. If we start at 1-3, I'm sure there's a majority of us not playing as great as we should. A team that starts 1-3 is usually not just one person. So you just got to keep the noise down when you have a leadership council. Like, pull them to the side. Like, hey, man, listen. You don't know who's watching. You don't know who's easily influenceable. So if you got a problem, man, pull one of us leaders to the side and voice your opinion. We could take it back to the group and we could discuss it that way. But you just sitting here complaining in front of everybody, that's no good for none of us.
Well, you know Sapp, too, Gerald, from back in the day. Sapp always told me, don't mess with my family, my kicker, or my quarterback. That's what he said.
Right.
All the time. Yeah. He would always go up to anybody in the locker room that heard mess with his family, his kicker, his quarterback. So you've done that? You've gone up to somebody as a member of a leadership council and pulled them aside and say, knock it off? That's happened in your career?
Absolutely. But it's just the way you go about it. That's the great thing about when you have great teams. That's why I say being a great teammate is not always just being a great player on the field. I have a lot of teammates that I consider great teammates that were guys that may not have been the most dominant on the field, but great locker room guys that brought energy, guys that you never had to worry about whether they was going to be on time to work. When they come to practice, they do things the right way. On game day, a few reps they get, they're going to do their part. But they're just great teammates. They bring great energy, always positive. You just got to know who you're talking to and how to approach it. So being a great teammate, being a great leader, that's what it's about. You got to know who you're going to talk to, how to approach them, and how to address them. Some people you got to be firm with. Some people you like, hey, he's a vet. So he pulls the side like, hey, bro, man, you know how this goes. Like, hey, just stay the course. Let's keep playing. Let's get these guys together and let's see what happens.
So
you got to just know who you addressing and how to address it.
So in general, you believe this is a workable arrangement?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I believe it can happen. Like, I feel like Jimmy G's been in this situation before. I know he's been the starter over the past few years, and he could be thinking, man, I took this team to the NFC Championship and a Super Bowl in 3 years. So, like, you brought this guy in. But at the same token, when a person gets drafted that high and they trade dang near their future for this person, you got to know the writing's on the wall. So you just got to make the best decision for your future. And right now, he feels like this is the best decision for his future. And, I mean, you just got to know this is part of the business. When you get a guy drafted that high at your position, you just got to know what's coming in the next few years.
I've got Gerald McCoy, 3-time All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler here on the Rich Eisen Show. So which team is the best in the NFL in your estimation entering 2022?
Right now?
Yes, sir. What do you got?
You know what? So when I've been doing this media run, and I did NFL Network for a week where we had to really do some studying and know what we was talking about and, give our honest opinion about different things. And,
yes.
And study and all that. And
yes, that is required of the analyst.
That is required of an analyst. I'm not an analyst right now. I'm a free agent, so I'm just going to give my honest opinion.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not going to give my honest opinion. I'm going to give my biased opinion. I'm going with the Bucs. Like, I'm a Buck, man. Like, that's who drafted me. I grew up a fan of the Bucs, so it's not far-fetched to say they're the best team in the league right now. So I'm just going to be biased and say the Bucs. I'm just going to be honest about it.
That is correct. That is correct. I mean, it's entirely possible.
Yeah.
And Brady is as good as ever, it appears. Everyone's saying he looks the same. So, well, that works. That's a good one right there.
Right.
So you say you're a free agent. What do you want to happen in 2022 for you, Gerald?
This, for sure, I can almost guarantee this will probably be my last run at it. You have injuries this late in your career. I always envision the end of my career, me going out on my own terms. Unfortunately, I've had some knee injuries. But I'm literally talking to you at the gym right now. I'm staying ready. Things always happen. I mean, Adrian Peterson got picked up last year. Eric Waddle got picked up right before the playoffs and went and got a ring. You never know what can happen, but you got to be ready when they call. So I'm going to stay ready. My agent is reaching out to GMs, let them know, hey, if you need a vet, even if you need see, for me, I don't have that much pride to where I have to come in and get so many snaps or make this much money and stuff. I just want to come help a team. And for me, that could be helping young guys. That could be the guys who are going to get all the reps. I can show them, hey, listen, this is how you should prepare for this. You might go out here and see this, but let me show you how I see it from an all-pros viewpoint. And I can help a team that way. Last year when I was with the Raiders, I didn't get a lot of first-team reps when we was in camp. I did most of the second and third-team reps, but I ran the scout team. I did all the scout team reps to give those guys a look, to teach the young guys this is how you're supposed to practice. That's where I'm at mentally in my career. And even that will be okay with me. I've never been one to have so much pride where I'm like, oh, I've been an all-pro. I've been this many Pro Bowls, and I can only do this. No, you got to know when your time has passed and where you're at in your career. And right now, that's where I'm at. Coming off knee injuries and where I've been at over the past 2 years of literally playing 7 snaps in 2 years, you just got to know where you're at. So you take what they give you. And if it doesn't happen, I'm fine riding off into the sunset. I had a great career, but that's where I'm at. I'm still wanting to play, give it one last run, and I'll be ready when they call. That's where I'm at.
And so
that's how I feel.
And so it's just part of the reason why you just want to write the script yourself. That's basically it.
Absolutely. That's really what it is, man. Just go out on my own terms. But if it don't happen that way, it wouldn't be the first person that happened to. That's just how it goes.
Mm-hmm. How good can the Raiders be this year, do you think, Joe?
Man, the Raiders can be extremely good, man. I feel like they are going to have one of the top offenses in the league just by weapons on paper alone. And then you take a all-pro in Chandler Jones, a guy who's emerging, start taking over the league, and Max Crosby. And you put that combination together up front on defense, just them two alone, you need those two in that division. I feel like with McDaniels having his first run with the Broncos, I feel like he learned a lot from that first go-around. Going back to the Patriots, now he's doing this. He had even the backups and stuff playing well in the preseason. So when the Patriots came down there, all the reports coming out is that they dominated the Patriots. You know, anybody they went against in the joint practice, they dominated. So I feel like that group, with all they went through last year, I was in that locker room, so I know the leaders in that locker room and what they're capable of. With everything they went through last year, still making the playoffs, I believe with the new added weapons and the new culture they're building, they can really make a run at this thing, man, and I'm excited to see what they can do.
Yeah, all that stuff you're referring to in the locker room is what I think led to Derek Carr's statement just a couple weeks ago in light of Dana White's revelation that a Brady Gronk package was ready to be delivered by him to the Raiders, and Gruden said no, and now Derek Carr's like, hopefully all the drama ends. I think he was referring to last year, not just obviously what he was hearing right there, and maybe he and Devontae Adams, his old college teammate with Waller and Renfro, can be that complement to those two bookends on defense you just mentioned in Crosby and Chandler Jones. I'm very high on the Raiders, very high on them.
Yeah,
Gerald.
Me too, man. And any team who give me an opportunity, I'm high on. So I'm rooting for the Bucks for sure. Number one, I'm rooting for the Bucks. Pulling for the Cowboys, pulling for Carolina, and definitely pulling for the Raiders because they signed me last year. So I'm rooting for all of those teams,
Okay, and I'm rooting for you. I
appreciate it. Thank you.
Before I let you go, you want to...
If I don't play again, I will see you on the other side.
Well, that other side is available to you here on the program. Honestly, like if you...
I will see you on the other
honestly,
side.
and again, I don't know if you feel that being part of the paparazzi and being opinionated and giving opinions might constrain your ability to get a phone call to play football. So I get that. I understand that. But I think you can be really good at this, Gerald. You already are.
No, I'm gonna listen. Here's how I see it. I see it as if they gonna call you, they gonna call you. If they not, they not. That's just how I see it. But I'm gonna voice my opinion. I'm gonna say what I have to say because I'm never disrespectful about what I have to say. I just say what I see, and I mean, it is what it is. I'm not the first player who to be a free agent, to be in the media, reporting or be an analyst and then get a call from a team. It happens. Richard Sherman did it last year. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just it happens. So
okay, so
you just voice your opinion and be open and honest. I mean, a person can't knock honesty. It's very easy to read somebody who's fake. And if you're genuine and you're honest about your opinion, and they can see like you're genuine what you're saying, people shouldn't have a problem with it. People you can really read a person who's fake and kind of just like spewing a bunch of BS.
In the meantime, if you want, look for my phone call during the playing season while you're working out, maybe getting ready for a phone call, and you can keep your, work on your chops of the paparazzi. And in the meantime, I'm more than happy to.
Absolutely.
If you're up for that.
I'm going to be doing all types of analysts, podcasting. I'm starting my own podcast, all of this.
Okay.
And I'm not just sitting in the gym waiting for a phone call. I'm sticking and moving. That's what I do, man. I keep it going.
All right. And in the meantime, out here in Los Angeles, where I'm doing this show, Big Ten country, out here in Los Angeles. If I run into Lincoln Riley in the supermarket, what do you want me to say to him? What would you like me to say to him, Joe?
God bless you, Lincoln.
Is that really what you want me to? That's really what you want me to say to him?
Hey, listen, that is exactly what I want you to say. God bless you, and that's it. Leave it at that.
Leave it at that.
Leave it at that.
Okay. What do you think of your alma mater's chances this year? Walk me through it. What do you got? Anything?
It's a rebuild year.
Well,
it's BV's first year as a head coach. We don't really know what we have. We know a few names, but we really don't know what we have this year. So I'm really excited to see how the offense performs. I know BV is going to have their defense transformed, but I think people need to kind of tone down the expectations right now. Give them a second. This is his first time as a head coach. We don't have all the guys we used to have. So kind of temper your expectations this year and just enjoy the ride.
All right.
He brought in all the right coaches, brought in all the right culture, brought Smitty back, and I'm excited to see what can happen. But I don't want people, like losing their minds if things don't go how, oh, we got BV, but we're losing. It don't matter. Like, give him a chance. Like, come on, bring the expectations down, but I'm going to root for my school regardless.
All right, bless you, Gerald. Is that how I'm supposed to say it to Lincoln? Is that like just like that? Just like that?
God bless you, Lincoln. That's from Gerald.
Oh. All right, you keep being you, Gerald McCoy. Look for my calls. You keep working out, okay? You be well.
Yes, sir. Love you guys. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. That's Gerald McCoy.
All right.
That's Gerald McCoy right here on the Rich Eisen Show. There he goes. Bless you, Lincoln. I wrote it down. I don't think he really wants me to say that. I
don't think so either.
Yeah, kind of.
You got to read in between the bless and the you.
Yeah.
And Lincoln might be like, I didn't sneeze. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah. That's from Gerald McCoy. Bless you, Lincoln.